Hello and welcome to the walking talking topic on cumulative frequency diagrams and box plots, question number 5 with me, Mr. Barton. Now let's just make sure we get the full marks on this fairly standard cumulative frequency and box plots question. So we've got group frequency distribution for the length of electrical cord of 80 toasters, put a little circle around 80 just so we know what we're dealing with here. And we've got one of these funny setups again. How many are less than 48.5 centimetres? Well, none of them. How many are less than 53.5? Well, there was 6 between 49 and 53. Fine. How many are less than 58.5? Well, these 38 must join in now because they're between 54 and 58. So we've got those 38, but we've also got these 6. They're also less than 58.5. So I think, if my maths is right, that's going to be 44. Then less than 63.5, well we've got another 32 joining the gang there, so that's going to be up to 76. And finally less than 68.5, that's another 4 there, so that's going to be 80. Okay, draw the cumulative frequency diagram. These are our upper bounds of our groups. These are our cumulative frequency, so we're going to plot upper bound against cumulative frequency. And let's just keep an eye on our scale. I don't know what the flipping heck have they gone for us here. We have got a distance of 10 there between a distance of 5 there between 50 and 55, and we've got 10 little squares. So each little square there I think is going to be equal to 0.5, and every 2 squares is going to be equal to 1. So 48.5, we need to find ourselves 48. Well, that's 47.5, 48, 48.5's got to be there, and that's got to be none. 53.5, flip out, they don't make this easy. That's 52.5, that's 53, that's 53.5, and that's going to be 6. And I've not even checked my scale on my y-axis here. That's going from 0 to 20, and it's got 10 things in between. So each square there I think's got to be 2. Well, that's not quite as bad. So 53.5, and I've got to go up to 6. So that's 3 little squares up there. What about this one? 58.5. So 57.5 is halfway. 58.5 must be 2 squares to the right. And I've got to go up to 44. And that's 2 squares up from my 40. Whew. This one here, 63.5. So he's there. And I've got to go up to 76. So I'll go up to my 70. And then I'll go 3 squares up from that. 76. And finally, 68.5. He's over here. And finally I get a flipping easy one. He's up there to 80. Join those up with a smooth curve. So remember, we are plotting upper bound against cumulative frequency to get the marks for that. And then we get our final bit. Use your cumulative frequency diagram to find an estimate for the median, lower quartile. Fine, we've done these before, not a problem. So we've got a total cumulative frequency of 80. So from our median, I'm going to go halfway, which is my 40. Go across, see where he hits, dot him down. So, but be careful of our scale. So that is halfway, so that is 52.5, and then another square. So I'm going there for 53 for my median, but please check that yourselves. Yours might be slightly different. Lower quartile, I'm going to go a quarter of the way. That is my 20. See where he hits there? See, and go down. Well, on mine he seems to be kind of 2 squares across from 55, and each square is 0.5, so I'm going to go there for wait a minute, look at that, and I'm going to call this as a deliberate mistake. For my median, 53. Well, this is setting an alarm bell off here because I'm claiming that my lower quartile is 2 squares in, which is 56, but there's no way my lower quartile can be lower than my median. So as I say, this is definitely a deliberate mistake. Halfway is between 55 and 60 is 57.5, and it's 1 square across there, so I'm changing that subtly to 58. And I'll tell you what, that's the beauty of a 3, because you can make a 3 and 8 just by doing that. So that was a deliberate mistake there. Keep an eye out for any more of those. Let's do our upper quartile. Let's go across at 60. See where we hit there. That's 3/4, 60. And we'll drop that down, and this seems to be, again, a little bit nicer. That seems to be 1 square after my 60, so I think that's going to be 60.5. I'll just check. Yeah, no mistake that time, hopefully. And then I've got my upper quartile take my lower quartile for my interquartile range. I think that is going to be equal to 4.5. 60.5 take away 56. I think it's got a difference of 4.5. And then we've just got to draw a box plot, and it gives us a bit of extra information. The length of the shortest is 50, and the longest is 68. Well, that's all we need to know. Shortest is 50, so that's going to be my minimum point. Longest is 68. Just check the scales the same again. Everyone's going up in 0.5s, so that's 67.5, 68 must be there. My median, let's bang him in now, 58. Well, that's halfway, that's 57.5. Add one square on, we get 58. My lower quartile, 56. Well, there's 55. I think I need two squares across, there's 56. And my upper quartile is 60.5, so that's one square into the 60s. And there we get bit of that, join him up, bit of that, and everybody's happy.